Welcome to all devotees. Start today's Bhagavatam class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tatvajayam Udiret. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam. Today we can start Srimad Bhagwatam Canto 12. Canto 12, Chapter 13, Shloka number 1 to 12. New chapter we start today. And that is the last chapter. Sutta Uvacha Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Maruta Stuvanti Divaistave Vedaisa Anga Padakrama Upanishadehi Gayanti Yam Sama Gaha Dhyana Avastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yasya Antam Naviduhu Surasura Gana Devaya Tasmai Namaha पृष्ठे भ्राम्यत अमंद मंदर गिरि ग्राव अग्र कंडुयोनान निद्रालो कमट कृते भगवत श्वास अनिलः पान्तुव यत् संस्कार कला अणुवर्तन वशात वेला निभेन अंबसाम यात आयात अतंद्रितम जलनिधेः नद्या अपि नदी अपि विश्राम्यते नदी अपि विश्रान्ति पुराण संख्या असंभूतिमस्य वाच्य प्रयोजने दानं दानस्य महात्म्यं पाठ आदेः च निबोधत् ब्राह्मं दशसहस्राणि पाद्मं पञ्चऊनषष्टि च श्री वैष्णवं त्रयोविंशत चतुर्विंशति शैवकं दश अष्टौ श्री भागवतं नारदं पंचविंशति मार्कंडं नवमन्नं च दश पंच चतुश्शतं चतुर्दश भविष्यं स्यात् तथा पंचशतानि च दश अष्टौ ब्रह्मवैवर्तं लिंगम एकादश एव तु चतुर्विंशति वाराहम् एकशीतिसहस्रकं स्कान्दं शत तथा च एकं वामनं दश कीर्तितं कौर्मं सप्तदश आख्यातं मास्यं तत्तु चतुर्दश एकऊनविंशत सौपर्णं ब्रह्मांडं द्वादश एव तु एवं पुराण संदोह चतुर्लक्ष उदावृत तत्र अष्टदश सहस्रं श्री भागवतम् इष्यते इदं भगवता पूर्वं ब्राह्मणेन नाभिपङ्कजे स्थिताय भविताय कारुण्यात् सम्प्रकाशितम् आदि मध्य अवसानेषु वैराग्य आख्यान संयुतम् हरिलीला कथाव्रात अमृतान् अमृत अनन्दित सत्सुरं सर्ववेदान्त सारं यत् ब्रह्म आत्म एकत्व लक्षणं वस्तु अद्वितीयं तत्निष्ठं कैवल्य एक प्रयोजनम. Translation and purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Suta Goswami said, unto that personality whom Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra and the Marutas praise by chanting transcendental hymns and reciting the Vedas with all their corollaries, Pada, Kramas and Upanishads, to whom the chanters of the Sam Veda always sing, whom the perfected yogis see within their minds after fixing themselves in trance and absorbing themselves within it, and whose limit can never be found by any demigod or demon. Unto that Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my humble obeisance. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Lord Kurma, a tortoise, his back was scratched by the sharp-edged stones by lying on massive, whirling Mount Mandara, and this scratching made the Lord sleepy. May you all be protected by the winds caused by the Lord's breathing in this sleepy condition. Even since that time, even up to the present day, the ocean tides have imitated the Lord's inhalation and exhalation by piously coming translation, coming and going out. Now, please hear a summation of the verse length of each of the Puranas. Then hear of the prime subject and purpose of this Bhagavad Puran, the proper method of giving it as a gift, the glories of such gift giving, and finally, the glories of hearing and chanting this literature. The Brahma Purana consists of 10,000 verses, the Padma Purana of 55,000, Sri Vishnu Purana of 23,000, the Shiv Purana of 24,000, and Srimad Bhagwatam of 18,000. The Narad Purana has 25,000 verses, the Markandeya Purana 9,000, the Agni Purana 15,400, the Bhavishya Purana 14,500, the Brahma Vaivarta Purana 18,000, and the Linga Purana 11,000. The Varaha Purana contains 24,000 verses. The Skanda Purana 81,100. The Vaman Purana 10,000. The Kurma Purana 17,000. The Matsya Purana 14,000. The Garuda Purana 19,000, and the Brahmanda Purana 12,000. Thus, the total number of verses in all Puranas is 400,000, means 4 lakh. 18,000 of these once again belong to the beautiful Bhagavatam. It was to Lord Brahma that the Supreme Personality of Godhead first revealed the Srimad Bhagavatam in full. At the time, Brahma, frightened by material existence, was sitting on the lotus flower that had grown from the Lord's navel. From beginning to end, the Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narration that encourage renunciation of material life as well as nectarian accounts of Lord Hari's transcendental pastime, which have ecstasy to the saintly devotees and demigods. This Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy because its subject matter is the absolute truth, which, while not different from the spirit soul, is the ultimate reality, one without a second. The goal of this literature is exclusive devotional service unto that supreme truth. Purport by the Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At time we alleviate an itching sensation by blowing upon it. Similarly, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can alleviate the itching sensation within the minds of mental speculators, as well as the itching of the material senses of conditioned souls engaged in sense gratification. Thus, by meditating on the windy breath of Lord Kurma, the tortoise incarnation, all categories of conditioned soul can be relieved of the deficiencies of material existence and come to the liberated spiritual platform. One must simply allow the pastimes of Lord Kurma to blow within one's heart like a favorable breeze. Then one will surely find spiritual peace. Srimad Bhagavatam is the best of all Puranas. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that the other Puranas will now be mentioned just as the assistants of a king are mentioned in connection with his glorification. Srila Ji Goswami has quoted from the Matsya Purana as follows. Ashtada Puranani Krutva Satyavati Sutta Bharatakyanam Akhilam Chakre Tat Upabharitam Lakshana Ekena Tat Proktam Veda Artha Paribrahmitam Valmiki Napi Yat Proktam Rama Upakyanam Uttamam Brahma Anabhihitam Tatcha Sat Koti Pravishstarat Arutya Naradena Eva Valmikaya Punaha Punaha Valmiki Nacha Lokeshu Dharma Karmartha Sadhana Eva Sapada Panchaite Lakshateshu Parikirtitaha. After compiling the 18 Puranas, Vyasdeva, the son of Satyavati, composed the entire Mahabharata, which contains the essence of all Puranas. It consists of over 100,000 verses and is filled with all the ideas of the Veda. There is also the account of the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, spoken by Valmiki, an account originally related by the Lord Brahma in 1 billion verses, that Ramayana was later summarized by Narad and related to Valmiki, who further presented it to mankind so that human beings could attain the goals of religiosity, sense gratification, and economic development. The total number of the verses in all Puranas and Itihasas histories is thus known in human society to amount to 525,000. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that in the first canto, third chapter of this work, after Sutta Goswami lists the incarnations of Godhead, he adds the special phrase, Krishna tu Bhagwan Swayam, but Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Similarly, after mentioning all of the Puranas, Sri Sutta Goswami again mentions the Srimad Bhagwatam to emphasize that it is the chief of all Puranic literatures. Lord Krishna enlightened Brahma with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam before the creation of this universe, as indicated here by the Lord Purvam. Also, the first verse of the Bhagavatam states, Tene Brahmaruda ya Adikave, Lord. Krishna expanded perfect knowledge into the heart of the Lord Brahma, because conditioned souls can experience only temporary objects which are created, maintained, and destroyed. They cannot readily understand, and that Srimad Bhagavatam is an eternal, transcendental literature, not different from the absolute truth, as stated in Mundak Upanishad 1.1.1. Brahmadevanam Prathama Sambha Sambhabhuva Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Sa Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Parishtam Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. Among all the demigods, Brahma was the first to take birth. He is the creator of this universe and also its protector. To his eldest son, Atharva, he instructed the spiritual science of the self, which is the basis of other branches of knowledge. Despite his exalted position, however, Brahma still fears the influence of the Lord illusory potency. Thus, this energy seems virtually insurmountable, but Lord Chaitanya is so kind that during his missionary activities in Eastern and Southern India, he freely distributed Krishna consciousness to everyone, urging them to become teachers of Bhagavad Gita. Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, encouraged the people by saying, by my order, just become a teacher of Lord Krishna's message and save this country. I assure you that the waves of Maya will never stop your progress. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 7.128. If we give up all sinful activities and engage constantly in the Sankirtan movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, victory is assured in our personal lives and also in our missionary efforts. Vairagya, renunciation, means giving up everything that has no relation with the absolute truth. Saintly devotees and demigods are enthused by the nectar of the Lord's spiritual pastime, which are the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge elaborately negates the ultimate reality of material things by emphasizing their temporary fleeting existence. The ultimate goal is Vastu, the factual substance, which is Advitiyam, one without a second. That unique absolute truth is the transcendental person path beyond the mundane categories and characteristics of personality found in our pale material world. Thus, the ultimate goal of Srimad Bhagwatam is to train the sincere reader in love of Godhead. Lord Krishna is supremely lovable because of his eternal transcendental qualities. The beauty of this word is a dim reflection of the unlimited beauty of the Bhagavatam persistently declares the glories of the absolute truth and is therefore the supreme spiritual literature awarding a full taste of the nectar of love of Krishna in full Krishna consciousness. Thus end the purpose. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Sri Guruho Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Tanvitam Tam Sajiva Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitancha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhecha Krupa Sindhube Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Hare Krishna Dandat Pranam. We today start last chapter of Bhagavatam and last canto of the Bhagavatam, chapter 13, the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. We try to understand from shloka number 1 to 12, how Sutta Goswami describing to the heading by Shaunak Rishis and 88,000 in Naimisharanya. They describe about the length of the each Purana. There they're describing about the 18 Puranas, how their length means, how many shlokas are in every Purana. They describe is in this nicely. And subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Then what is the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam or Puranas to describe? How to give it as a gift means Bhagavat Puran. How it is giving to as a gift and glories of such gift giving and the glories of chanting and hearing. All these total corpus of Puranas length is 400,000 shlokas and history and all Puranas shloka number 525,000 all shlokas that describing in this chapter. Prabhuji will tell you in detail. Pancha kalpataruvecha kripa sindhuve evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. So we are finishing nearly 18,000 shlokas tomorrow of this Srimad Bhagwatam. And this has at least started our journey to make us understand who we are and what is our real position. And to make this journey more comprehensive, more detailed, from 10th June, Monday onwards, we are starting Srimad Bhagwatam detailed study every day, 8 p.m. in the evening on this same channel. So request you to kindly subscribe for that. Coming to these shlokas that we have studied today, as Mataji has shared, it has given us overview of Puranas, what it constitutes, what it has, what are the subject matters. So all this is being said by Sud Goswami ji, who has preceded, closed the earlier chapter by telling how it is very important that we offer our obeisances to the Guru, who has given us this knowledge, and how it is very, very important that whatever information we take, it has to be as it is, coming in the Guru Shishya Parampara. And only when the knowledge comes as it is useful. The message of Godhead has to be passed on in detail. And why? Because he is that personality whom even the demigods worship, even Brahmaji worships. Brahma, Varuna, Indra, Rudra, Maruta. And they keep on chanting consistently, transcendental hymns, keep on reciting Vedas for him. Now, when we see of Vedas, the Vedas basically have the corollaries, Padakramas, and the Upanishads. So, all these are being utilized for Krishna. Samveda, which is very poetic in nature, they always sing. Perfected yogis see Krishna within their minds when they are in trance and absorb themselves with him. And he is so large, so expansive that its limits can never be found by anyone. And he has always been there. He is there, and he will always be there. Sud Goswami ji explains the various incarnations. Like he starts off with explanation about Kurma Avtara, the tortoise, wherein the Mount Mandara, the mountain, it was used to do the Samudra Manthan Leela. It was so massive, but then it was on the top of Lord Krishna. Because of that, it is said that he could sleep. Even to this present day, the ocean tides, it is said that they imitate the Lord's inhalation and exhalation. And that is why you see the tidal waves. Though the modern science says that it is because of the effects of the gravitational pull of the planets and moon, but factually, it is the Lord's breathing in the sleepy condition which causes the winds. The Puranas, the prime subject of Bhagavata, is to make us understand our true self. And that is why it is said that you should be gifting it to everyone. So Monday when we start the new sessions, hopefully you all will be having your Bhagavatam sets with you. If you don't have, please do send me a WhatsApp. I'll arrange to courier them to you at discounted rates. Talking about the other Puranas, so Goswami ji has explained their importance and the number of verses they have, which you can go through very easily from shloka number 4 to 9. But what is important here again is the last and the most important of everything was Bhagavatam. Krishna first revealed the Bhagavatam in details to Lord Brahma himself. Tena Hridaye Kavihi, Adi Kavihi. Because at that time, Brahma ji was bewildered by the material existence. And he was simply sitting alone on the lotus flower, which had come from the navel of the Lord. And that is why the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is full of narrations that encourage renunciation of material life. And to bring about that, there is description of the transcendental pastimes, the nectarian accounts of Krishna's, of Lord Hari's pastimes. And when we hear it or read it, it gives ecstasy. In fact, even demigods feel ecstatic by listening to this. Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of the Vedas, the Vedanta philosophy. And that is why it is said it is the essence of all Vedanta philosophy. Because the subject matter itself is absolute truth, which is Paramatma. It is the ultimate reality. It is Advitiyaha, one without second. And the whole objective of Srimad Bhagavatam is exclusively devotional service unto Krishna. And that is why we have to ensure that we study Srimad Bhagavatam regularly. That is what we say every day in the morning, when we start the classes. If you all remember, the very first shloka that we start with, all our classes start with this shloka. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswati vyatam tato jayamudhirayat. And then what do we say? Nashtaprayashu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati nashtike. Nityam bhagavata sevaya. We have to study it daily. We have to serve the Bhagavata daily. So Bhagavat is not different from Krishna. So we have Purush Bhagavat and we have the Grantha Bhag. So you have to serve both of them. So how do we do it? We do it by listening it, by reciting it, by following it instructions in our daily lifestyle. And why it is all given? So that we come out of our mistakes that we have done and go back home, back to Godhead. The whole narrations are there so that we can have detachment from matter. This is the essence of all the Vedanta. And that is what we have to develop in ourselves. Luckily for us, we have started this journey so many years ago, and as we finish tomorrow, we have at least become serious enough to do chanting every day, to follow Ekadashi. We just now need to take it to the next level. And that is why the second cycle, the second season, wherein from Monday we start from shloka number 1 in detailed analysis, including the words and their meanings. Because Sanskrit is Devavani. So it is important that we need to understand Sanskrit, each word of Sanskrit. And that is why all of you today, so in these first sessions, maybe we have been only listening, but Monday onwards, you'll all have to be participating, reciting back the shlokas and the words and the meanings, because that is the only way we can actually honor Srimad Bhagwatam. Please, Krishna, and go back home, back to Godhead. So I request everyone, please share this information with others as well. Well, this is what has been told to us by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. And the best Krishna Upadesh is available in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagwatam. So detailed study of Bhagwatam is only going to make us understand the futility of our material existence, the futility of our over endeavors that we are trying to do. Atyahar prayasascha, both are wrong. And over a period of time, by this recitation of Srimad Bhagwatam, we'll be able to overcome both of those things. And we can get more benefit by donating it. So donation can be actual physical copies or maybe asking them to come for the recitation every day at 8 p.m. So let us continue our journey tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the concluding session of this particular cycle. So thank you very much for joining us every day, and we'll start again from Monday onwards. We'll meet again tomorrow concluding day, and would request each one of you to share your experiences and feedbacks for 2 minutes. So please be ready for your feedbacks tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.